what inspires you?
What inspires me?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think people who live their life as kind of a good example to others. I don't really like preachy or dogmatic people, or people who like to try to tell other people how to behave or how to live. But I do get inspired by people who seem to really live the example that they're trying to set. So there are several people in my life who have been that kind of example. I think I take some inspiration from, I don't know what just happened, why I'm talking about something serious, but when I was 9, I had a lot of paper routes. I was making a shitload of money as a 9-year-old. I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do the morning route, and then I had an afternoon route as well, after school, and then I had a weekly free paper that I had 3 routes for, so every Wednesday I did 3 routes for the weekly free paper. Weekly free paper was the town crier, and nobody really cared if they got that paper, so I just picked all the papers up and threw them in the dumpster. So it was a really quick route. I could get that one done fast. Have I told you that story already? Yes. What? Yes. There it is, yeah. So, anyway, but I was 9, and on one of my paper routes was this guy, Mr. Hyvis, who owned the radio station in town. And one day when I was collecting payment at the end of the week, Mr. Hyvis came out and introduced himself to me, and my younger brother was tagging along with me. And for some reason we chatted for a minute, and he somehow learned that we didn't live with my father, that I was being raised by a single mother. And he had this sort of ashen look on his face. He's an old man, and he's about 70 at that point. And the reason that he had that sort of downtrodden look on his face was because he had, for a long time, been sort of a surrogate father to a lot of young boys who didn't have dads around. And he'd given it up because it had been too much work for him, but then he saw us and he was like, I have to do this again, don't I? And then he was so unbelievably sweet and generous with us. He tried to teach us Chinese. We'd go over to his little workshop a couple times a week, and he taught us how to wire electric motors and how to make little balsa wood boats. And he would take us out to eat at restaurants, which we didn't have money for, with our mom, so it was always this really special treat for us. And it was just such a generous and meaningful act. And he never asked for anything in return. And we moved to another county and didn't see him much for about a year, and then stopped by to give him some Christmas presents. And his wife came to the door, and he had passed away. Shit, what's wrong with me? But it was just, it was such a generous act to basically a stranger. So I took inspiration from him. He sort of served as a grandfather to us for several years. I like stuff like that. So.